The kind of world I'd like to see is a world where people realize that we're all connected.
The same energy and information that you can access within yourself is heaven.
The minute you are no longer afraid of dying, you're free.
Enlightenment comes from within. It cannot be coerced.
It's all hands on deck with the fullness of who we are. That's what this time's about, as far as I can see.
I'd like to contribute for the people's spiritual transformation.
At Rain Teas, we donate school supplies to kids that live mostly in endangered rainforests, and we ask them to draw what they see. And then for every piece of apparel that we sell, we feature these children's pieces of art. So every Rain Tea tells a story, and every Rain Tea also plants a tree. And so far, we've planted more than 30,000 trees worldwide. And we've helped send children to school all over the world because we've donated so many school supplies.
I started when I was 5, and I fell in love with what happens when music enters the room and how people feel more connected. So who I am is someone from the earliest age that recognized that when you add music and stir, magic happens.
I started as an actress first. I was a theater arts major at UCLA. But everything that counted against me back then, that had me playing a lot of hookers and prison inmates, is something that everybody in the music business wanted. They wanted the big black backing vocalist. So subsequently, I wound up going on tour, my first tour ever with Pink Floyd.
I would say this is not neo-hippie, woo-woo, stoner spirituality. This shift is genuine social, political, financial realignment, and its coming has been inevitable. A perspective shift, a paradigm shift, an awakening. We can only be a sheep for so long, you know?
If we could describe enlightenment, I would say it has 3 qualities. One is love, without condition. Love without expecting anything in return. A second aspect is wisdom. To learn and look back in reflection in life and go forward with a greater understanding. And the third aspect is unity or non-duality, that essentially we are all one.
I started taiko drumming in 1982. The taiko itself very spiritual. Originally, taiko has been used for the spiritual ceremonies in Shinto shrines or Buddhist temples since ancient time. 1,000 years ago, in Japan, they started playing taiko in the spiritual ceremonies. So that sacredness is a very important aspect for taiko. That is one of the very important original meaning of taiko. Taiko itself, very sacred instrument.
We all have in our bodies rhythm, resonance, all of these profound components that make up music are the common denominators of the universe itself. Music is the emotional language of the universal emotional language. And I think we've just scratched the surface, actually, of understanding how to use the medicine of music and film and poetry and story, all these immersive tools, to design opportunities for us to show up and be the best people we can be in those circumstances.
We media creators, workers in sound and light, with higher purpose intention, have been building toward this coalescence for a long time, almost 20 years for some of us. So it's very exciting to feel this transformation reaching critical mass. Clear-minded creatives can connect with practical business sense to innovate and beautify our world.
Fashion, I realized, is a way to spread a message, an incredible way to spread a message, actually, because you can reach millions, if not billions, of people worldwide. And last year we moved into Africa for the first time, so it was amazing to see the different things that children grow up experiencing in these developing nations, in areas where natural resources are being absolutely destroyed on a daily basis. And I get to take these stories and work with an amazing team and share them with the world. So that's what I do, and it's become my passion to share what I see happening through the eyes of these amazing children that we work with.
I have two loves, music and also the healing arts. And in the healing arts, I do a lot of energetic work. And music works very well with the energetic healing arts. In fact, if you're singing in a stadium, which is round, you can focus a lot of light energy through your crown chakra and then out through your throat or through your heart, and then around in a circuit and back in and around through the whole audience. And I've always been one to get more bang for my buck. I like to heal as many people as possible, and doing massage and body work and stuff is one person at a time. Stadiums, you're hitting 70,000 people at a pop, so that works for me.
Some spirit exists inside the drum. When the taiko drummer plays taiko, this spirit is coming out. So that's why taiko drummer must play with pure heart. So we should polish our personality, because our audience can feel your personality through the sound of taiko. The taiko drummer, as an artist, have an important role for society to uplift the people's spirit.
The music itself, the sounds, they hit us in various ways. They vibrate within us in certain ways. They evoke certain feelings in us. And I almost feel as if dance is the primal expression of art, and say acting is the cerebral expression of art, music is the bridge between the two.
When we started approaching some known famous wisdom keepers and we interviewed them, I started to learn something about the way in which we can be portals of Source itself. And Source, God, nature, all that is, the great mystery, whatever language you want to use, I'm using the word Source, okay? Well, what I noticed was, when no matter how famous you were, whether you were Deepak Chopra, Thich Nhat Hanh, or this wonderful old man that just went through cancer, when you drop into a surrender in the moment and say, okay, God, let it come through, and you just show up with an intention to offer someone value, compassion, kindness, the basic human values, we become portals for Source. And that, to me, is the ultimate expression of our wisdom, and I think everyone has it available to them.
I think we're all receiving messages. I just, for some reason, came in with the volume turned all the way up. When I was 4 years old, I had an experience. I saw a bright light, and I heard a voice that said, "Always remember this moment." And I did. The experience was not just a flash of light, but a explosion of color, energy, awareness. And this little 4-year-old having this phenomenon, this experience, was something I can't even describe.
We can't grasp with our limited understanding that there is something bigger than what exists beyond this meat sack. And that fear of dying, like we're gonna be erased, is the one thing that we need to let go of as a species. Every atrocity that you see, every war that has ever started, anytime a human being is cruel to another human being, it's because they are afraid of losing themselves, of dying.
Learning how to close the door fully so that the door can open is something that we're not very good at, we humans. And so I want to affirm the importance of hospicing that which no longer serves us. In order to be fully born into this next new world, we must allow that which no longer serves us to die so that the birth can be full and total and complete.
Hearts of Fire millions worldwide have been slicing through the veil of illusion which has separated us from truth. It is said that all it takes for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing, and that you can't keep a good man down. Well, good men and women worldwide have been taking to the streets, holding criminals accountable. We are doing something.
It's so important that we learn how to be at peace and that we learn how to love. It sounds so simple, but really if every child was taught how to love and how to be loving towards themselves and towards each other, how could there be a world war? How could people find it within them to hate if they've never learned hate? I really think that those awful emotions and those really negative things that are going on in our world are just a reflection of what's going on inside us, because we're all just acting out the things that live within our own mind and body and spirit. So for me, I think it's a matter of spreading this message that we have to change our inner world and therefore we can change our outer world. But it starts within. Everything starts within. We all have to undergo a personal transformation if we're going to transform our planet.
Once we're released from that fear, there's whole bunches of stuff that we can do that we don't do yet. We've been limited to a three-dimensional reality. I haven't really seen it yet, but I'm being told that that is not our normal state of being, and that we are about to start opening up to some other levels in terms of dimension. Can we get to the place where we naturally become telekinetic, where we can just move stuff? Can we teleport? Can we do all that stuff? I think we could.
So now is when we integrate higher purpose, character, integrity, intellect, empathy, in addition to our natural love of beauty and pleasure.
If you can quiet your mind, if you can calm your emotions, you can hear the messages for yourself. You can hear your inspiration. You can get that brilliant idea, that insight, something that will help you in your life. And the message is that we are more than the physical body, that there's something more.
Taiko is overcome the difference between the culture, between religion, between races. I feel Taiko is a universal language to unite people.
I believe that we will actualize benevolent dreams, assist life's evolution on Earth, assist imagination, inspiration, and intuition, and illuminate a balance between the material and the spiritual.
It's really all about one thing, which is, have you had your minimum daily requirement of vitamin inspiration today? Have you been in the sweet spot of what you love? Have you been awakened to what you're passionate about? And are you aware of what that is on a daily basis? And I honestly feel like if we all can ask ourselves that question and each other be a stand for that question with each other, as corny as it sounds, inspiration and passion and being in that zone could be one of the most important things that will help the world move forward into a place of compassion and unity and health.
So, it's your turn.
Now and every day.
You are changing the world.
By each action and choice.
Will you choose rebirth?
How does that feel for you?
What
Do you
Choose.
For our world.